I'm pleased to announce that the United States government will be pledging an additional $266 million to support Ebola recovery efforts in West Africa.
The Chinese government will make an additional donation of $5 million to the UN Ebola Response Multi-Partner Trade Trust Fund.
And 140 million.
The money came pouring in Friday with pledges from UN member states, international agencies, and private sector companies. The target is $7.2 billion for the 3 worst-hit countries and the region to fix their economies crippled by the raging epidemic and implement systems to ward against future outbreaks.
This negative impact on economies, livelihoods, and more importantly, lives, demands that the global community continues to prioritize recovery from Ebola, even long after the crisis subsides.
I'm here at the UN, standing outside the chamber where the pledges have been taking place. Now, the aim isn't just to bring the number of Ebola cases down to 0, but to keep the number at 0 indefinitely. And that means revitalizing economies and rebuilding public infrastructure that can stand the test of time and the threat of future health crises. The presidents of Liberia, Guinea and Sierra Leone, the countries hardest hit in the epidemic, made their case for the money they need to follow through on recovery plans.
As we move from emergency situation to stabilization, all 3 countries are implementing a robust social and economic recovery program in response to the consequences of the disease.
It is true that the figures, it appears enormous, but we have to see what the consequence which Ebola had not only on our family life, but also on our economy.
No. The threat is never over until we rebuild the health sector Ebola demolished, until we rebuild the livelihoods in agriculture it compromised, until we show up government revenues it dried up, and until we breathe life into the private sector it has suffocated.
This pledging conference has once again brought international attention to Ebola, reminding the world that the fight is far from over. Liling Tan, CCTV, New York.